let's make it a good day. Every day. We do it our own way.
Welcome back.
Yeah, let's make it a
Welcome back. What a great person to come back to for the first show back. I'm excited to talk to our guest today. You've seen him in specials on Comedy Central, HBO, The Tonight Show. Paul Mecurio is an Emmy winner, and he should be an Emmy winner, for his work on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, where he currently works as a recurring performer. He's the opener. He's everything. Take a look.
How do the people who make Vaseline make any money? I have had the same tub of Vaseline, right? Right? The guy with the glasses, am I right? My Vaseline was handed down to me by my grandfather in a will. You've never heard this phrase uttered in the history of mankind. Honey, I'm going out to get more Vaseline. You could go through 50,000 bags of garbage. You're not going to find one empty container of Vaseline.
Paul's right. Paul has been taking his award-winning Broadway comedy show around the country, and guys, it's fantastic. And this weekend, he'll be performing in one of the Jason Show cities, my beloved Orlando. Audience, give it up for the great Paul Mecurio, everybody. There he is. There he is. Hi, buddy.
How you doing?
Good to see you. Oh,
Hold
look,
on.
there's your Wait, Paul, is that a fresh container of Vaseline?
No, this one is from 1932. This was my great-great-grandfather's who passed it along. Listen, I need it. My lips, they're huge. I know, they're huge. I can all see you looking at them. When I was 8, my lips were the same size as they are now, okay? I could whisper in my own ear, okay? It was not fun, all right?
I'll just say, and this sounds perverted, I can back them up. I've seen Paul's lips in person. They're moisturized. They're moisturized.
Whenever I talk to Jason, it's like, hey, Jason, up here, up here. It's one of those, you know?
My face is up here, Jace.
The eyes, go to the eyes.
That's
I know
right.
This is...
Mwah. We're obviously going to get to the show, but I want to start with this. I want to thank you, buddy. I saw Paul several weeks ago. Paul, as I said, is the opener for Stephen, and was nice enough to invite me and Colin and my gal pal Lisa. There we are on the set of The Late Show, and I got to tell you, Paul, I want to compliment you. You're so damn good at that job because it's trying to keep the energy of what's your capacity, Paul? There,
it's 450 people in a two-tier huge dome theater. There's like it's a big space. It's a big space.
Paul's job is to get them warmed up and keep their energy up for, well, someday the taping days can be long, for hours, and you do such a good job. Do you still have fun with it, my friend?
I drink most of the time before I do it, and so I'm having a great time. I use vodka. It doesn't smell. By the way, that picture, I don't know if you could pull it back up, but if you set that picture and Jason is sitting at the desk there, he's actually not wearing any pants, which I thought was weird. I said, you really should not be going commando on Steven's chair, but that's what he did.
That's what I did.
Jason.
But at least I asked, Paul. I asked, could I go commando in Steven's chair? Yeah.
You know what? I was happy to do it. I'm so glad you had a good time. But I got to tell you, folks, like during the taping, we're normally pretty like an hour through, but we had to keep what they call breaking because there was a guy in the audience yelling, Steven, and it turned out to be Jason going crazy. Steven, look at me. And then the whole like calling, he was sleeping in his bushes a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. It's gotten out of control.
Paul, I'm not kidding. We ran the clip. I almost texted you. We ran it here on the show. You got to go back and look at the monologue from that show. I actually did do that. Steven looked at me. I'm to the right of Steven, and he made a Wisconsin reference. And Paul, I went like this. Whoa! Like that. And Steven looked at me like, are you insane? And he pointed me out. And I'm like, oh, God, I'm embarrassing Paul.
Right. We have a post-mortem after every show. I almost got fired because of you, because the first thing was, who is the freak going about Wisconsin. I've never seen. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know who they.
I know.
was like one of these.
Don't claim me. Hey,
No.
how were the holidays, my friend?
Oh my God, they were exhausting. I had to go home to Rhode Island. And first of all, can we have a rule? If you make a food and people like the food, stop trying to improve on the food. My mother makes an apple pie, amazing. So what does she do? Oh, I'm going to try to make it better. You don't need to make it better. It's fine the way it is. She put raisins in the apple pie. Raisins? Yes, yes. You do not, you don't, listen, here's the rule. Anybody watching, you don't put raisins in a muffin, in a scone. You don't put them in a cookie. You know where you put them? You put them in the toilet. That's where you put them, okay? Because, can we be honest, what's a raisin? A raisin is just a grape that couldn't cut it as a grape. What? I didn't like you as a pretty grape. I'm going to like you as a wrinkly brown raisin. And then they put them in that little box with that girl on the outside. You think, oh, there's something good in here. You look inside. It's an old age home for fruit. That's all it is. Wrinkly and brown. Oh, my God. She ruined it.
Paul, I'm not, my friend. I'm not joking. I've gone off on it on the show. I couldn't agree with you more. Don't put them in a cookie. Oatmeal raisin cookies are horrible.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Someone said they're healthy for you. Okay, well, then I'd rather die of a heart attack. Give me a chocolate chip cookie. Just give me a chocolate chip cookie, okay? I'd rather die of a heart. And then my mother's so cheap. Like, she tries to pass. She's like 97. She won't spend money. She grew up in the Depression. So she tries to pass off, like, gifts like they're good, high-end, like, designer stuff. So, like, she tried to pretend, like, she gave me, like, a fake Ralph Lauren polo sweater, and I knew it was fake. Like, if you look at it from afar, it looks fine, but when you look closer, instead of, like, a guy on a horse with a mallet, it was a little person on a Great Dane with a broom. It was not the same thing at all.
Well, on that note, when we come back, why you have to go to Paul's show when it comes to a city near you when we come back. Back in a moment, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. More now with Paul Mecurio, and we got a clip. Again, you got to see the show. It's called Permission to Speak, where Paul invites audience members on stage. And he does this at the Late Show. And this isn't easy to do. And he asks them about their lives, and Paul goes off from there. Look at this.
How did you meet your husband?
We were in the same homeroom in high school.
That's how where I met my wife, in high school.
Yeah.
And you saw him, you thought he was cute?
No, we hated each other at first.
Why?
No, it's just,
Just, yeah.
Yeah, it grows on you.
Yeah.
In fact, as he was really dating my best friend, and then they broke up, and I was there, and he took me home. And that was
Oh, Paul, I kind of set it up there in one little sentence, but expand on it, my friend. And I really mean it. I'm not just complimenting you because I love you, but that's a skill, man. That's a skill to be able, it's more than improv. It's being able to really, it's listening. It's listening to what someone has to say and turning it into something. And my God, are you good at it? Can you expand on what the show really is?
Sorry, what were you saying? I wasn't listening. Come on, I had to. Come on. It was right there like a softball over the plate.
I know.
No, it really is that. I mean, you're a great interview. By the way, I love the new set. I don't know how new it is, but I haven't been on that set yet. You look like Mr. Big Time National.
Oh.
You're looking good.
Thank you, buddy.
I like it.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I saw a rip in one of the sofas, but that's all right. Don't worry about it. Nobody will notice. So it came out of, I just love talking to people in my stand-up show, and it was born out of that. And the premise of the show is we're nameless and faceless and disconnected and divisive, but if we get together and share stories and have some laughs and relax a little bit, we realize we have more in common than we think, and maybe we don't have to be so divisive. And so we're having a lot of fun with it. And I just get these stories from people. And by the way, it's directed by Frank Oz, who created the Muppets. He's the original Yoda. Try being directed by Yoda. He's never wrong. It is so annoying. And the whole backwards talking thing never stops. Never. You go out to dinner with him, it's like, steak I will have. I get it, Frank. You're Yoda. Oh my God, you're killing me. And so we get these stories, and that was Lee. That was actually in Orlando at the Dr. Phillips Center, where I'm going to be this Saturday. And she was like the star of the night because she was so. My favorite part of that was when she goes, ooh, like with her hands, and I related to it because, like I said, I met my wife in high school. She's right over here, Carol. Carol, come say hi. And we did. We dated. We met in high school. This is my wife, Carol, right here.
Hi.
How are you? She wore her best homeless sweatshirt for the show. So. And we met. We were in high school, right? You were a senior. I was a senior. You were a junior.
Oh.
On a ski trip. Yeah. And we dated 15 years before we got married. Yeah. Yeah. She proposed finally. I can't tell you her exact words because I get really emotional, but they ended with, or get off the pot. And
I gotta ask you before we run out of time. I know what I know what it's like when you have a good like you. I feel this way when you're on. You have a good guest and you're just clicking and you're on fire. Or like today, you have a great studio audience and they're vibing with you. Do you get a piece of electricity shooting in your body when you have someone like that 95-year-old that you know you can run with, that you can jump on that horse on your mom's sweater and run with it? You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And you're one of the few people that knows that feeling. It's really hard to describe to somebody. It's kind of, I call it like being in the zone. Like, when she started, she came up and I could tell from the get-go, and you can tell too, like they're going to be great. And then it just takes care of itself. And I find that people embrace it. They don't, I get asked, like, do they clam up? It's the opposite, because I think people want to have a voice and they want to be heard, and that's their opportunity. And she was so cute. She meant this as a compliment. She went, "Oh, you're so nice. You're so funny. I've never heard of you before." And I'm like, "Well, that's a big help. Thanks a lot." And so I have a trap door, and she went right through the trap door into a pit of alligators. So yes, there's that definite. When you've got that electricity happening, and the people have been wonderful, and it's been really great. And the Dr. Phillips Center, if you're living near Orlando, is a beautiful, beautiful venue. And I do the show topless, so that's another incentive.
Hey,
I'll be shaving. I'll be shaving that. There you go.
Well, if you missed it right there, hey Orlando, you know I love you. Here's another reason to go Orlando. He has a show coming up. They're this Saturday, January 18th at the Phillips Center. For more info on tickets, head to paulmecurio.com. Paul, I love you, buddy. Thank you.
I love you. I'll see you soon.
Bye,
Take
buddy.
care. Bye, everybody.
Paul Mecurio.
Thank you,
We're going to take a break. Some stories from my time off when we return. Back in a moment.